Welcome everyone to Adam Gwon's Ordinary Days. Thank you for being here. The Wayward artist took a really important step forward in this production because we had the fortunate privilege to be back in our space at Grand Central Art Center. We were able to rehearse together with props and lights and scenic elements and costumes and all those things that make theater what it is. And although we're missing the essential ingredient of a live audience, we are grateful to be able to present our work to you tonight in this streamed format. Now you might be asking yourself, so when are you going to be back to live theater? The answer is September 17th and 18th. Our fall dance concert, Identity Dance, will premiere then in a two-night only special performance. We believe in dance at the Wayward Artist. It is always part of our season. We'll be exploring what it means to be human in our 73 intimate space. So we hope you'll join us in September. Right around the corner though, August 6th, is Collective Voices by the Song Collective. This is part of our Wayward Voices programming in support of BIPOC artists and BIPOC storytelling. It's a piece of devised theater that is looking at the relationship between Vietnamese communities and Black communities. So we'll hope you'll join us on August 6th online for Collective Stories. We do have some exciting news that we're holding off on announcing, but we're going to end our season in November with something quite special. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled to find out what's happening then. Again, assuming pandemic under control, no crazy variants, and Wayward is back in full operation this winter, and we will close our season with exciting news. I would be amiss if I didn't take a moment to thank our donors, to thank our founders who make this company possible, and those that support us monthly and on an annual basis. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's never too late to be a supporter of the Wayward Artists. Please just visit thewaywardartist.org. You can make a donation that way. If you have Venmo, you could pull your phone out right now and make a donation of any amount at the Wayward Artist on Venmo. So we could always use your support. It is a difficult year surviving a pandemic, but we are and we will, thanks to your support. Now, with that being said, if you are with us tonight at the drive-in in collaboration with the Frida Cinema, please, if you have any doubt at all whatsoever about the quality of your battery, be sure to turn your car on at some point during the performance so that it doesn't lose its charge. If you find yourself stranded at the end of the performance, I will be here with jumper cables, so no need to worry. If you're joining us online, grab a glass of wine or a glass of apple cider. The choice be yours. Enjoy yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, Ordinary Days.
Hi, can I interest you in, excuse me, a free piece of, stop. This is for you. On the road of life, let no obstacle, great or small, stand in your way. Hi, my name is Warren. It's another day out here in the metropolis. I'm employed, as you might see, as an ambassador for a very, very influential downtown artist who's been featured in the New York Times. This guy, he is a genius. He paints these pithy sayings all across the city. But then he got arrested because I guess it is illegal, and he hired me to watch his cat while he's in jail. Free art, free art, free art. I have taken it upon myself as someone very dedicated to keep the art artist's vision with the people on the street, even though the artist is incarcerated. So, I made these flyers with the sayings he once painted on the sidewalks and the walls, and one by one, my duty calls. Good morning, sir. Wouldn't you like to brighten up your day?
No.
Well, these were made especially, but wait. Hey, mister, man, take a work of art with you today.
Not today, thanks.
But it's been created by a... Well, screw you! Kindness is a virtue that is oftentimes ignored. Stop. Breathing, channeling the energy of positive vibrations, inviting them in one by one by one by one. Okay, here's my frustration. The city tends to make me feel invisible. Yes, of all the superpowers, it's the one I'd like to have, but it isn't very handy when you're trying to get noticed as a pioneer of visual art. I start my every morning in the thick of all these people with my hopes and dreams restored. Then one by one, I get ignored. See, it makes me want to scream or write a manifesto that declares the city void of any soul. Hello! I'd nail it to the lampposts and shout it from the rooftops loud and clear. But who would hear? Well, that's auspicious. And though surely it is not a guarantee, maybe one by one, this whole entire city's gonna look at me.
I grew up in like the middle of nowhere, and I swore I would never go back. My hometown was like the suburb of a suburb. I actually lived on a cul-de-sac. That's literally a road that goes nowhere. That's the definition of dead end. I said I can't wait to learn to do a 3-point turn because I don't want to be here. In 4 long years, I finished up with high school, graduated top of my class, thank you. But in college, I discovered that devising my own major was a bureaucratic pain in the ass. I thought I recontextualized Sartre, but could only register for first-year French. Ha! Well, you should have heard my mom when I dropped the bomb and said, I don't want to be here. No, I don't want to be here now. I am not a negative person. It's just that I've always known that I had places to go, dreams to fulfill and ideas to discover, which is never where I am. Anyway, back at school, I waited 5 semesters till I can snag one of the random degrees. I moved down south because I heard everyone was hiring, and they were, at the Applebee's. They fired me like 3 weeks later. My sublet promptly, fell through. As I checked into a hotel, I said it's just as well because I don't want to be here. No, I don't want to be here now. I was not a negative person, so I packed up my bags though I had no place to go. I opened a map and said, show me my future, because it isn't where I am. I finally got a job at some humdrum office like everyone right out of school does. I sat there at my cubicle every day, sending since I am a dork, I moved to New York. And I started grad school. I really don't want to be here.
There were 14 blocks between her place and mine. I walked those blocks every single day. I started feeling with each passing sign that she was living too far away. I got to her place and said, we've been together a year. Wouldn't it be genius if I lived, well, right here? I got one of her priceless stares, but said, honey, haven't you noticed there's all this space between when I leave my house and I see your face? All this space between when I buzz your door and then we embrace. I must have flashed her my sexy grin, 'cause next thing you know, I am moving in with her. Yeah, this is her apartment, and yeah, it's filled with all her stuff. But setting up and squeezing in, that's my department. So if I move her favorite chair, I can get my desk in there. Slide her sofa to the right so we don't stub our toes at night. Merge our two apartments into one, and we'll feel like we've begun. Oh, so I ripped that tape off this cardboard box and lay my claim on a dresser drawer. I said goodbye to those 14 blocks. Now just imagine what lies in store. The city got me down, but that's 'cause I should have known you really don't want to do New York alone. The best thing I ever did might be saying screw it and getting rid of the space between me and the girl I can't get out of my head. All the space between the moment we're in and what's lying ahead. I was looking for something here, but now I'm rushing toward the future and I'm leaping clear of the space between.
How does this happen? All your life you think the space you've got is not enough, and then you open your closet door and think, my life must be more than the sum of this stuff. Something moves you from within, like say your boyfriend moving in, and that's how you begin to let things go. You look up at that shelf and you tell yourself to let things go. And next thing you know, you are standing amidst your whole entire history and you're strewing it across the floor. You've got out-of-date planners and dog-eared postcards and think, what in God's name was I keeping these for? Packed in boxes just in case, but now I really need the space, so I'm gonna clear this place and let things go. I'm determined to clear up some room in here and let things go. I'm letting it go. All of these years and years of junk and flotsam, plastic souvenirs. Why, look, I've got some birthday cards, a pamphlet on Van Gogh. I should have done this years ago, but somehow I've been petrified to see what's been kept inside these chests and drawers. It's so very strange finding stuff from a lifetime ago. Even when the life you find is yours. 'Cause there are things that make you feel that you needed this proof your past was real, and you can let them go. So back into boxes they go. How does this happen? You tear up your apartment just to put it back together again. Jason will be fine. We'll get creative with our space so that all of our things fit together, and then my whole life can stay in there, though he's got to put his shoes somewhere. Oh, why can't I be some other Claire who can just let things go? I mean, I said I would try, and I did, but I can't let things go. You know, Martha Stewart, I'm not her. I'm gonna let things go back where they were. Here's my room at school, right? Where I keep tucked away. Virginia Woolf and me, this is where we stay. Modern lit is dense, right? But everything's okay. I'm working on my thesis every day. Now since my laptop's verging on collapse, I keep longhand notes and Xerox scraps in a hand-bound book that drips with old school flair. But this unique approach can be a drag when you keep the whole thing in your bag. And suddenly, the goddamn thing's not there. It's 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 not there. Dear Professor Thompson, this is Deb. You're my advisor. I am writing you to ask a little favor. Question. I know when we first met you made it very, very clear that under no circumstances, be they medical, emotional, familial, or chronic, could we ever turn in something late. But, dear Professor Thompson, I have a little situation, and I'm hoping you will show a little mercy on me and grant me an extension on the first half of my thesis. Yours. Thanks in advance. Hugs. Shit.
This is a photograph I found on the street, a year ago. A wrinkled old photograph of a guy and a girl on the beach. He's got her hand in his hand, and all seems well. I think they're both smiling, it's hard to tell. There's a crease and a tear, masking secrets of their life story. This is an unopened Valentine I found one September. I kept it unopened, afraid it would lose its mystique. See, there's a heart on the front, drawn in faded ink. You can't read the name, but it made me think, are these people aware they've lost pieces of their life story? I was walking tonight like I usually walk through those benches outside Union Square, when all of a sudden I tripped over something and look, it was this little book. This book is different from most things I've found for one reason. Yes, it looks old, but there's proof someone dropped this today. You'll notice the cover is missing, the font antique. The pages are yellowed, but what's unique are the notes in the margins in ballpoint, I'd guess. And here's today's date and an email address. A life story. A life story. A life story.
Dear Professor Thompson, hey, it's Deb. How are things going? Heard your latest book is done. Can't wait to read it. Buy it. In the meantime, I've a teeny little question to propose to you as one academic to another academic. Have you ever, say, misplaced a whole entire book containing your research? Oh, God, Professor Thompson, I'm a fool, I have to tell you, that I might have left my research on the subway somewhere. So I'm hoping you'll just give me my degree without my thesis. Love, smiley face.
What is this?
Oh, come on. A childhood memento. Let's put it there on the shelf.
How about the back of the pantry?
My brother made it himself.
Good thing your brother doesn't live here.
Hey, do you think we could clean out some of this stuff from your closet?
What stuff? Didn't we make enough room for all of your things? Look, your drafting table fits perfectly over there.
Honey, what is all this old junk? Do you really need it?
It's just things I want to hold on to.
Oh, come on. Old birthday cards, ticket stubs. I've never seen you wear this sweater.
I want to keep it. Okay?
Let's take today. Just unpack. We'll both be given more space. Once everything is in its place.
Jason.
What is it?
This? You kept this?
Of course I did.
Top 10 things to do in New York before you leave it.
The cover story in this magazine. I threw it in the trash.
And I said go retrieve it. 9 of these things are things you've never seen. Number 10, eat a bagel.
That's the one I've done.
Number 9, for the Mets.
Does this go on?
All the way to number 1.
Number 8 insists we go to Brooklyn.
To see where they make beer.
Number 7 calls for
Trapeze lessons.
She takes my hand and suddenly we're at the pier.
They've got a tent set up by the river. This whole circus thing, who knew? You go in a classroom for an hour and they show you what to do.
Then one at a time they make you climb so high into the air. And as I go up, it's hard not to throw up, but I'm trying.
Every week we pick a number and work our way on down the list.
Broadway shows,
Botanic Gardens, a tour of City Hall.
there wasn't one we missed.
Number 3 describes some cooking classes at the Institut Francais.
I'm allergic to the French, you know.
He makes a face, a sign us both up anyway.
She has a knack for flipping over omelets. She becomes the teacher's pet.
Meanwhile, he's got yolk stuck in his egg whites, and he's getting quite upset.
I am not upset. I'm simply letting breakfast stir my soul.
So he can't cook.
But honey, look, I'm trying.
In my head, I draw a map that shows the whole entire city. I put a mental pushpin at the places where we laugh. Like number 4, that fancy store.
That salesman who ignored us.
Or number 2,
The zoo.
and that giraffe.
It was fun, you know, to see the city. I would do it all again. But that was, what, almost a year ago. And all those places, well, we haven't been since then.
I remember when we finally got finished. That number 1 thing to do. I hadn't been to Central Park in ages, so I'm soaking up the view. We're just standing still, the city silhouette against the sky. And I think, why can't this moment last? Instead of slipping into the past, I wanna keep this moment with me all of the time. And heaven knows that I'm...
Hey, let me be your tour guide this time. I know exactly where to find number 11.
I'm trying.
About me, my sense of direction is irrefutable. It's a trait that's so innate that it's absolutely indisputable. I always know which way is north, no matter where I go. So I don't understand why I can't find my way through the fucking Metropolitan Museum. I got an email. Dear Deb, we shouldn't be so I can get you back your book. Okay, another email. Dear Deb.
Dear Deb, we should meet somewhere in public so you won't think I'm a crook. At the Met Museum in room 21, there's a landscape by Monet. You can't miss it, so I'll see you there at 12:30 this coming Saturday.
Okay, first of all, who doesn't just say, let's meet at Starbucks? The Met Museum is frickin' immense. And secondly, the Met's the only place in New York City where the traffic patterns don't make sense. Sure, they've got a map, a plan, as they call it, but it isn't worth my spit. You'd be better off following breadcrumbs through this godforsaken museum.
Hey, come on, let's go. We've got a whole museum to visit. We should probably pick up on the pace.
Jason, we are at the Met. Thing that makes it special is it takes a while to wander through the place.
This says to skip this room. Turn left and zoom to the suits of armor.
This says that X-ray show an entire other portrait on the canvas below. Isn't that weird? How it just disappeared.
Excuse me, is that a Monet?
That's a Manet.
Monet.
wanted to come here. He loves it, I know. Look, he's running ahead like a kid in a toy store, and me, I'm here watching him go. He likes the masters, while I prefer wackier things. So, of course, we wind up in separate wings. I should go find him, not leave him alone. But honestly, lately, when he's right beside me, I'd rather be off on my own. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but really, I think he'll be fine if he goes his own way, and I just go mine.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Gallery 21.
I think this is Gallery K.
K?
K.
No!
So much for Saturday at the Met. I thought I'd find her here in search of modern art, and yet I'm unimpressed with Klimt and Dali. It takes a sharper eye to paint things like they're supposed to be. Give me a portrait where a face is a face. Don't give me theories about negative space. Why would I care about what isn't there? Except for where what isn't there is Claire. I wish she'd look at this painting. Describe what she sees.
How it swallows you up like
she
a
moved by this
storm.
column,
This orangey yellow.
or maybe these trees.
keeping you
Would she tell me she
warm.
hates it?
How everything shimmers.
Or say
red
something
and
more?
carries you
Would it
away.
change our perspective from the moment before?
Why did we come here? I'll never know. It's like the colors of this painting might get lost if he came in to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Ready to go?
Oh. Ready. Let's go.
That stupid email. Dear Deb, I don't think I'm gonna ever find my book. I've been wandering around for an hour, well, 20 minutes, and I think this was a trick. I've been duped into spending my afternoon in this awful, crowded, stupid, ugly, horrible museum.
You must be Deb.
On this block, there's a garden tucked away behind this carriage house. I can see it from my window, stretching toward the sidewalk. And though I've looked there every day, I've never found the entrance to this perfect little place I'd like to go. But still, it's one of my favorite places. One of my most favorite places. A patch of green I've only seen from much too far away. When I was 5 or 6, I started drawing crayon-colored pictures of this magic land that floated high above the treetops. And every night I'd fall asleep and dream that I could fly there, that I built this floating kingdom in the sky. And still I try, 'cause it is one of my one of my most favorite places. But here's the twist, it can't exist. So why do I keep thinking that it does? All my life, I've imagined all these places, sketching each and every blueprint in my mind. And all I want is someone who can help me reach these places that I dream about, but never seem to find, because all of my favorite places, all of my most favorite places, are places that I've never been. I wake up to that woman sleeping well into the morning. I like watching how the sunlight trickles off her shoulder. And though I've tried so many times to tell her that I love her, I haven't found a way inside her heart. And it is one of my favorite places, one of my most favorite places, one more favorite place I've never been.
So, do you have my...
I think this is sort of neat.
What?
You and I here to meet. It's about as precious can get. I mean, look, we're both here and we've met at the Met. Oh.
Listen, do you...
Anyway, ever since I found your book, I have pictured this moment.
Really? Wow.
I imagine me standing here with Monet for a while, then you stumbling in, but with more of a smile. Yes, well, in my head we hug, and our friendship sets sail like an almost, not quite, New York sort of fairy tale.
Don't touch me.
I sensed from your notebook your fiery nature. Your penmanship crackles with rage.
What?
Well, your handwriting's wonderfully hard to decipher, but boy, does it conjure you right off the page.
Oh, wait, you read my notebook?
Your lack of hesitation, your violent punctuation. Yes, I knew right away you'd be someone to meet. It's not every day I'm convinced so completely, but something is telling me we're on the trail of a semi, could be, quasi, sort of fairy tale.
Listen, I have a
This
very...
moment could be like a scene from a movie. Two hapless strangers united by fate.
Yes, but
and since I think real lives make the best kind of movies, I've always said, Warren, just wait. Give yourself over to fate. And soon, without warning, your life's gonna start. One stroke at a time, like a great work of art. And now you being here, I think this could unveil a perfect, not quite, Warren, sort of.
Look, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but here is something you should know. I have wasted half my morning coming here cause you're a fucking weirdo. No, I will not lose my composure, cause yes, I'm a civil kind of girl. Ordinarily, I take deep and his stupid painting.
This painting reminds me of people like us. Thousands of tiny specks.
Oh my God.
Huddled together in random arrangements that nobody expects. Every dot on its own ordinary and pale, but thrown together one by one, they make this dazzling, joyous, hopeful sort of. Never mind.
So, can I have my book?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Oh, thank God. My professor was not going to give me an extension because he's like this Stalin of English lit who has yet to crack a smile in his life. And if I didn't go into his office today with these notes, my life would have been over.
Okay.
Oh. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?
Really?
You're gay, right?
Uh-huh.
20 minutes.
It started with the wine.
The wine.
The wine. We were shopping for a bottle to bring to her cousin's soiree.
My cousin, the sous chef, she's very gourmet.
I grabbed my favorite Cabernet.
He's got no clue, and so I say, darling, the wine.
The wine?
The wine! They're serving monkfish, so darling, the wine can't be red. How about this Austrian Riesling instead?
Honey, you know I don't like the Riesling. When have you ever seen me drink Riesling?
Never, but can't you listen this once? Red wine and fish, you'll look like a dunce.
Fine, I'll bring the red, you bring the white. That way I'll still get drunk, you'll still be right.
Fine.
Fine.
Fine. And then there was the cab.
The cab.
The cab was stuck in traffic in the middle of Broadway. 10 minutes we wait.
We're 12 blocks away and we're already late.
I point out there'd be no delay if we would just turn that away.
Honey, the cab?
Cab.
The cab was pointed squarely down Broadway. I know you're concerned, but your cousin's on Broadway, so why have we turned?
Darling, I know my cousin's on Broadway, but there was lots of traffic on Broadway.
Surely, but now in my own defense, we're farther away, which doesn't make sense.
Fine, driver, please stop here if you would. I think walking will do us both some good.
Fine.
Fine.
Fine. We don't say anything as we're walking down Broadway. It's like I'm walking next to a stranger. I've had that feeling more and more, like I don't even know her. But right now it's cold and we're still in a hurry.
I'm not gonna stop and I'm not gonna worry.
We'll be fine. Fine. Fine.
And then it
starts to rain.
My hair starts to drip, my shoes are a mess, my bag's getting wet, and so is my dress!
I love the rain, how everything
Wind's
shimmers.
picking up, we've got no umbrella.
It dots her hair like morning dew. Suddenly I start to think of the day that I first met her. A bucket of snow had landed on her hair. I picture her shake the snowflakes off her shoulders, and somehow I want to get us back to there. I want her to know that I can't bear to spend a single day without her. But how can she know? How can she know?
Shit! Oh, my shoe, my shoe, my shoe! Damn it, this is really fantastic. No, really absurd. And what, you just stand there and don't say a word? Fine, I'm gonna go. I'm late for my cousin. God help the soul who's late for my cousin. You can stay put out here in the rain, but don't leave it up to me to explain. Give me the wine, don't take all day. Fine, then bring it yourself, your Cabernet. Jesus!
Shut up, Claire, and marry me.
Fine! What?
have a mocha caramel latte chino made with skim milk, no whipped cream. Please put that in a grande cup. But use the same amount of coffee that you put into a tall. That way there's about an inch of extra room on top to stir in my own nutmeg without spilling any coffee at all. What do you want?
I'll have a tea.
What kind?
Just tea.
He'll have your green Darjeeling tea, which I am sure you know cannot be steeped for more than 95 seconds. Shall we? So, what's your deal?
My what?
Your deal. What are you about?
Well, I'm about 5'7", I guess. You really don't find me funny at all.
Funny, yes, amusing, no. But seriously, Warren, I want to know. Describe to me your big picture.
Well, there's a Picasso that...
Don't start. Everyone's got a big picture. Something they shoot for that sets them apart. We've all got an awful lot to do before we're dead. So, where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years?
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Are you going to be serious?
Do I have to? Well, I work for an artist.
Tell me what you do.
I don't know. I watch his cat. And this morning I fixed his curtain rod.
Sure, okay, that pays the rent. But that is not exactly what I meant when I asked to hear your big picture. Something beyond your daily routine. Talk about your big picture. The fairy tale ending that you've always seen. I am sure there's something more to you than doing chores. Everyone's got a big picture in mind.
So what's yours?
Well, since you asked, in 5 years I'll have an amazing apartment with bookshelves built into the walls, a window that looks out on someplace big, and a personal assistant that screens my calls. The book I write will be required reading to get into the seminars that I'll be leading. That's the plan as far as I can see it. And yet it isn't quite apparent what I'm supposed to do to get it. Some big picture. How's your tea?
My what?
Your tea.
Oh, it's sort of gotten cold.
These stupid baristas don't know how to heat up a proper...
Deb, it's really okay. Look, I know that we just met, but it seems to me that maybe you might want to get some perspective on this big picture. Big, after all, is a relative term. Maybe this whole big picture shouldn't be something on which you stand firm. You're in a rut, who cares? So what if your picture's not quite clear? I mean, you and me and lukewarm tea. This could be your really big picture right here.
Oh my God, you're right.
See?
Sitting in a Starbucks drinking mediocre coffee with a professional cat sitter is all my life is going to amount to.
That's not really what I meant.
It's okay. I'm a strong woman. I can handle it. Oh my God, what time is it? Oh, I have to go.
Where are you going?
You don't have to go.
Please don't.
Claire,
Yes,
stop.
I do. I'm late for my appointment.
Said
Not
there's
now.
something
You can just
I
leave
want
me in
to
the
show
rain
you.
and hope
my
all things
fault.
will wash
There's
away.
Claire. Lauren.
Answer me. Will you just take your time? Don't you want to? Jesus, Claire. Where are you going, Claire? Can't you just talk to me, Claire? what am I doing here? In the middle of frickin' New York City, blurting out proposals and holding Cabernet. And what am I doing here with Claire, trying to push our life somewhere she clearly doesn't want, since she is gone? And if we're moving nowhere, should I move on? I moved to the city, and I thought I couldn't take it, and certainly I never thought I'd stay. But then she came along and was the one thing in the city that made me feel like I belonged here every single day. No matter where she'd take me, somehow she would always make me feel a part of some great tapestry the world had spun. I could always look at her and not feel so alone, but suddenly that's done, isn't it? 'Cause now I can't make heads or tails of what we have been doing. I thought stepping up and moving in would make things clear. One thing in this city that I always thought was certain was that she and I were working hard to make a future here. And maybe I was careless. Maybe I should try to wear less of my heart upon my sleeve and let her say goodbye. But I don't want to start that now. I don't want to let go, 'cause she's the only reason why I'm living in this 100-story city, where you've got to hold on tight to what you care for. Oh, I don't care if there's 100 million people sticking out the angry cars, the crowded streets, the lack of stars, putting up with so much that it's all a blur. And that's what I've been doing, just to be with her. So I don't understand what I'm supposed to do now. I don't want to be a person who is always standing still. I wish that I could make the people disappear, except for her.
No crowds, no moms with strollers, some space.
I just want to see her.
No walls, no fights, no buildings in my way.
Why am I living in the 100-story city, where you're always moving fast but going nowhere? Oh, I don't care if there's 100 million people. I just wanna be with one. I always told you, Claire, that there was nothing we couldn't make it through. But you've unearthed a breakup clause, which is wanting to put life on pause. So Jesus, Claire, what now?
I'm ready for the party. I know I'm late, but God, I swear, you live so far downtown. What was that? Yes, of course, he's coming to the party. I don't know, he's back at home, still maybe coming down with something. No, for Christ's sakes, I'm not lying. No, my God, I've not been crying. Would you excuse me for a moment?
I I am on the 6 train heading uptown to my lit professor's office. It's like light years off a campus, don't ask me why. I'm sandwiched in between this guy who's literally drooling and some European hipster who, well, let's be honest, smells Woody Allen heard Gershwin in the air when he thought Manhattan. Well, I'm not so impressed. I hear like Philip Glass at best. I wish I can take a second to get calm, but it's not working because I'm a magnet for a special breed of psycho who thinks being weird's a valuable use of time. And my notebook likes to wander on its own across the city, taking with it my whole thesis, which I need to write like now. I don't remember the Muppets getting hives when they took Manhattan. Well, my diagnosis is I'm creeping towards psychosis because I cannot find a place to get calm. It's really hard, you know. I try to take up yoga, but you'd be surprised how many folks don't think deodorant is zen. I even saw a life coach who told me I should breathe. Just breathe. But every time I took in a breath, I visualized that life coach's death. She's having brunch at Cafe Pierre, and she's choking and choking and choking and choking till finally she's calm. I'm sorry. Anyway, I get to my professor's and he sits me down and tells me that my thesis on Virginia will feel somehow false. I tell him what I'm working from is not so much a thesis as the fact that she went crazy, and that seemed, well, apropos. My professor just tosses back his head in a dry Manhattan. I'm wondering which will kill him quicker, the Big Apple or the liquor, when suddenly I panic and I tell myself I must get someplace calm. I up and run toward Penn Station like I swear my head was ready to blow, and I hopped a train to Jersey just as fast as any person can go. Then 90 minutes out I get off at some provincial hamlet I've never heard of. There's a real estate office right on the block. I can afford a 2-bedroom. I go into shock. I think, what the heck? I write a check. 'Cause there's sunlight and closets and laundry. But mostly, it's calm. Really calm. Strangely calm. Like Times Square at 5 a.m. calm. Like totally freak me out calm. Like I'm gonna slowly go crazy and throw myself off of the balcony calm. So, I tear up my deposit and I head back to Penn Station. Of course, the subway's broken, so I walk 4 miles home. And like 14 hours later, I get back to my apartment with my crazy, spastic roommates and a room, well, of my own. I've got this black and white poster on my wall that says my Manhattan. And I give it the finger, but I let my gaze linger. And I notice how the people look like tiny specks of gray, all haphazardly arranged just like they were in that Monet. And suddenly I'm struck by this bizarre revelation that, like Warren's whacked out theory, might deserve some exploration. I sit on my bed and I realize I'm finally calm.
Everyone's got a big picture that guides them through life toward what they want to be. So if everyone's got a big picture, how come my picture's something that I still have yet to see? This is a flyer that's been in my backpack for weeks now. Buried down deep, getting faded and wrinkled and torn. I have been making these flyers to Kingdom Come, writing all of these words that now seem kinda dumb. And it's hard not to feel that this isn't my real life story. I imagined I'd come here and do something big, that the artist in me would prevail. But all I've done so far is copy these words from some hippie downtown who's sitting in jail. Well, this is a guy who cannot be described as a quitter. This is a guy who should do what he set out to do. You might snicker and laugh that it's so cliche to think making these means I've got something to say. But I do, and that's why I wish they could be my life story. My life story. My life. Deb!
Taxi! 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 Thank you. Hi. I'm not usually inclined to take up useless conversations with a taxi driver, but I saw as I was walking all these taxis without passengers in constant circulation, without a destination, and that's not what life should be about. So we're gonna get out, cross the bridge, take a road to another state. We'll sit back through the noise and the traffic and wait for some kind of scenery change. Wait till the views from our windows is strange. Trust me, I'm not crazy. I can see you making faces in the rearview mirror. I will pay you what the meter says. Just drive me up the highway. I don't care how far the way is. I guess what I'm trying to say is, in the bike lane of life, sometimes you gotta get out. What? Weren't you listening? I don't know where to. You're the professional. You should be making these kinds of decisions. I am really not the person who is qualified to tell you where we should be going. I mean, I just left my boyfriend standing back there on the sidewalk, which is bad enough without disclosing. He was actually proposing. That's it. There isn't any doubt that I've gotta get out, hit the gas, make this turn, let this taxi speed. Cause there isn't a thing in this world that I need more than someplace my head can be clear. Probably miles and miles from here. I don't mean to freak and I don't mean to shout, but right now, God, I really gotta get out. I can't stay here anymore. I just gotta get out. Though I still don't really know what I am getting out for. I should be near him and Christ feel happy, but it's like something's changed inside of my DNA. I just want to tell him that I'm lost and that I'm frightened, but something's there that smothers all the words I want to say. So how can I be what makes him happy when I can't even make a promise that I will stay? gotten used to keeping all this space between us. But when he looks right at me, I just wanna run away. So I've gotta get out. Guess the only thing to do is to get myself out and accept the fact we're through. We won't get that far staying where we are. Oh my God, stop the car! I gotta get out!
Okay, come out.
Wow.
Look at this view.
I know, it's stunning.
I'm stunned. You live here?
Well, I house sit, the artist.
Oh, he must be successful.
Not really.
No? Well, what'd he do to score this view?
Trust fund.
Trust fund. There you go. Oh, hey. Thanks for giving me back my notes. I don't think I ever said that to you.
You didn't, but it's okay. What are they for anyway?
Oh, my graduate dissertation. It sounds more impressive than it is. In fact, it sucks. At least that's what my professor told me the other day at our meeting.
If you come up here every day and you look out at the buildings, you start to notice how the view's always changing. New curtains on the windows right there. 5th floor. That flower pot that was not there before. So I come up here every day and I watch the landscape shifting. A coat of paint, a bar that's changed its name. Nothing ever stays the same.
When I was just a little girl, I looked out my bedroom window and see the skinny little tree out in the garden. And season after season, it grew and grew. And I surmised, though toddler size, that I would too. And now here I am with you as we overlook the city. And I think I'm still that girl staring out her window, seeing things much bigger than she is. And I know that I'll never grow as tall as these buildings. I'll never quite reach the sky. But God, Warren, I want to try. Don't ask me why. Warren, tell me about your big picture, how you came to New York to begin it. I mean, somehow you found this big picture.
But the trouble is finding the right way to paint myself in it.
What do you mean? I thought we were all little specks huddled together.
I mean, look at me here with my backpack of pages like these.
Wow.
These backpacks of pages, mountains of pages that nobody sees.
Warren, what are you talking about?
I come here every day and see the world evolving from the curtains on the windows to the sky. But I stay just the same, and no one ever sees me because I know that I'll never stand as tall as these buildings.
What are you doing?
I'll never quite reach the sky. These pages I made are just a charade.
Get down from there!
I'd rather see them fly.
I was walking down 16th Street I decided it was time. Got my stuff from her apartment. All my clothes, I just moved in there. Bunch of books, the ties she made me wear. Did her dishes, left her key. It had been days and where was she?
I couldn't call or even show. I thought it would be best to let him go.
I was stopping at the corner, feeling tense and all shook up. Then for no good reason I look up. I see a piece of paper falling from the sky. It makes me stop because it's falling from so high. Dancing on the wind all on its own, but it is not alone. There's a storm
Of red and gold and brown and crimson, blue and violet, pink and amber, orange and red, yellow, white and green, churning like a cloud.
Warren, are you crazy? Get down from there!
Look at how far they go, and there's nothing to stop them.
Did you make these?
Yeah, it's sort of a project, but no one ever took them. They're
Warren.
much better off out there. You
Warren.
gotta see this.
Warren, look!
Is that mine?
You gave it to me before I knew you.
You took it?
I kept it in my bag. Never let tall buildings block the
The view of your dreams. That's mine.
It's a little precious. It spoke to me.
Keep it. The rest are going over the edge.
Wait, Warren? Take these two.
Your notes, but what about your thesis?
It's all wrong.
Maybe if you reorganize your
No,
notes.
Warren! It's wrong. This whole thing is wrong. I mean, look at this. I don't even like Virginia Woolf. Her life is depressing. This isn't right. It's not me. It's not my...
Life story.
Yeah.
Come here.
Dozens of people reach for the pages that rain.
Look how many people are coming over.
Dozens more looking skyward to see them explain.
Wave. They're waving.
A small piece of paper comes floating my way. It says, "Don't worry, everything will be okay."
Okay.
Okay,
Ready?
you bet.
On your mark.
On your mark, get set.
Flying to the sky, the pages that keep falling, like a blanket spreading out high above us. Oh, stumbling past windows and through the air.
I stop and stare.
Seeing them everywhere. I can see so many people flooding the square, and through everything
Warren, it's beautiful.
my cell phone rings.
I know.
It's Claire,
Look,
Claire,
look.
Claire.
We met, of all places, in front of Christides, some freakishly cold winter's day. I had on several unflattering layers of wool. He slipped on the ice with his grocery bags full. So I rescued some Fruit Loops he dropped by the curb, and he made some remark that my smile was superb. I thought that was sweet, and I started to go when he said, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow? Because I'll be here at the corner of Bleecker and Mercer tomorrow at 7. If you wanna meet up, I'll I'll be waiting right here. And in case there are two fellas waiting for you, my name's John. He waved and then he was gone. Needless to say, I went back there to meet him, mostly to see if he'd show. And there he was, out in the cold with his jacket pulled tight. He took me to dinner and kissed me goodnight. The next week we went to some terrible play, and the week after that drank hot chocolate all day. And suddenly 8 or 9 months had gone by when he said, hey, what you doing the rest of your life? Because I'll be here right beside you as long as you want me to be. There's no question. There is nothing I've wanted so much in my life. This might sound immature, but I'm totally sure you're the one. And we had just begun. We got hitched in September, our favorite month, in a rock band that played at this old synagogue. And we bought an apartment on West 17th Street and talked about children and getting a dog. Our first anniversary came in a flash, and we promised to take the day off. He had to stop into his office that morning, and so I went walking uptown to this bakery I know. When I heard on the street what I thought was a joke, till I noticed the sirens and saw all the smoke. So I'm running back home to this feeling of dread, to the voicemail he left, with the last words he said. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin your evening by bringing up all of this stuff. You're probably wondering why I even brought you tonight. Well, today something happened that spooked me all right. I saw this storm cloud of papers fall down from the sky, and I thought of that day, and I started to cry. When as sure as I breathe, I heard John clear as day, saying, hey, you're allowed to move on. It's okay. Because I'll be here, even if you decide to get rid of my favorite sweater. Even if you go out on my birthday this year, instead of sitting at home letting all of life's moments pass by. You don't have to cry, because I'll be here when you start going back to the places we went to together. When you take off my ring and you let yourself smile, and you meet someone handsome and patient and true, and he tells you he wants to be married to you. So you call him one night and he meets you downtown, and you finally answer him yes. Yes, Jason, I will marry you. I will give you my heart. It has taken so long, but I'm ready to start. Right now, John's whispering congrats in my ear, 'cause I finally let myself tell you that I will be here.
Hey, this one.
Really?
Yes, this one.
This is your pick? Out of all of the paintings we've seen, this is it?
Yes.
Out of hundreds of paintings, your favorite painting is this piece of...
Hey, what's wrong with it?
Well, it's a little bit boring.
Then you must be ignoring the most important bit.
I don't see it. Warren, we've been walking around, passing statues of angels and portraits of kings.
So?
So you can choose anyone, and we're standing in front of this painting of everyday things.
It's beautiful, right?
No, it isn't. It's plain.
Well, part of our trip to the Met is I get to explain.
Here we go.
So, this is a painting of what?
It's a painting of apples.
That's right, that's right. So the artist has us looking at what?
Boring everyday things.
Well, yes.
And the point?
The point is that things aren't beautiful all on their own. Beautiful comes from reflection. Beautiful takes a person who makes a connection. You know what I mean? For beautiful to happen, the beautiful has got to be seen.
Okay. I like that shade of red right there. The spot where the apple is peeling. It's deep as an ocean, but lighter than air.
It's simple, familiar, and full of feeling.
The color of Saturdays here at the Met.
The color of shouting from rooftops.
You bet.
The color of feeling that life is okay.
The color of an ordinary day.